Hey there, it's Rena from Rena Davis Wellness, and I am just about to start my personal yoga practice, but I thought before I do that, I would offer you a short practice for hip opening. So if you would like to join in, I would love it. And please be sure that you're somebody who can, comfortably exercise. It is hot, so be aware of that. And never exercise without, having some clearance from a doctor first, of course. With that all said, I'm going to just show you a practice for the hips. Of course, you can tune in another time if that's better for you. Start seated in a comfortable position. You don't need to be sitting cross-legged like I am right now. You could be sitting in whatever way is most comfortable for you. I'm really lengthening through my spine. I'm grounding my sitting bones into the earth. I'm relaxing my shoulders down my back. And head is lifting as well. Ears are over my shoulders, and again, we're relaxing. I'm going to squeeze my shoulders up just because it feels nice, especially if you've been sitting around at a desk all day. And release, and just give them a little shake out. So it's great to be warm before you start any sort of, stretching and that sort of thing. It's pretty warm outside, and believe it or not, that may be enough for you today. It's just about getting the muscles warm so they're ready to move. And I am going to start by just bending one knee like so, and I'm going to grab onto my foot. You could grab onto your ankle, your foot, whatever feels good for you, and start to extend. It's still bent. I'm still bent. I'm just pushing into my foot into my hand here, and just giving some pressure. And I'm keeping my spine really long as I do that. I'm going to keep my foot exactly like this, almost as if I have a cast on that ankle, and I'm going to start to turn out. So I'm externally rotating at my hip. You can see my foot hasn't changed position. It's still flexed. So I'm still pulling up on the pinky toe side of the foot. Anytime you go into a stretch that involves this sort of a rotation, you want to really keep that foot flexed. And what that's going to do is initiate the muscles right under here, outside your shin, these peroneal muscles, and that's going to help to protect your knee from twisting, because we don't like to twist knees. They're not meant to twist. I'm going to just hold this leg right here. I'm going to keep it low because I haven't done a huge warm-up yet. And you can stay right here. You can start to lift a little higher if that feels good. This is a modified baby cradle, so we can just start to move the leg if that feels nice, and just grease up through that joint. And you can stay right there, nice and low. If you're already, I don't know, maybe you were just out running or something and you need a bigger stretch, you could always come around the foot and hold this way. You could come around both ways. Always this foot stays flexed. So if you start to see a lot of wrinkles in this ankle, that means you've got your foot turned the opposite way, right, towards you. Tall spine, always. And I'm feeling that nice stretch in my hip, right through the joint and outside through the fascia that's right outside my hip there, which it gets sore in a lot of people actually, and they don't really tune into that well. And taking nice deep breaths here. You can hold the pose if that feels better for you. You could rock if you like that. Whatever feels good. Take a couple of nice deep breaths. You can see my opposite foot is on the floor. It's settled in beside my opposite sitting bone. My heel is. And that's a nice place to be for balance. I'm going to take that leg again and press out. I'm going to start to extend it. You don't have to extend straight. It can be bent. It can be bent as much as you like. I'm just going to keep extending my spine long. If I start to collapse back in my spine, I've gone too far with it, bend the knee. Too easy, right? I'm going to just flex that foot to get the strength, or length, not the strength, through the hamstring here. And breathe with sound. And again, I'm lifting out of my spine. I'm forward on my sitting bones, and I'm breathing. Take another breath. And then I'm going to come into a half fire log, or some people call it double pigeon. It has different names. Agni Stambhasana is the Sanskrit name, and Agni Stambhasana actually means stop the fire. I've still got my foot tucked in here, so this is a perfectly good place to be. If you find you need more opening because you're tight in your hips, a lot of us are, then we extend that bottom leg. If, on the other hand, so I started in here, if you find that you need a bigger stretch, then you can move your foot out so that one leg is stacked right over the other. And that's where the name fire log comes from, because we're trying to stack one shin over the other one. Again, I'm looking at this foot, I'm not seeing wrinkles. That's good, because that means that I've got that foot flexed, engaging those peroneal muscles right out here, keeping the knee safe. If I started to collapse in this foot, it would look more like this. You can see the difference, right? So I push into the outside of my foot and get it really long. Again, I'm lengthening my spine. I can stay right here. If you're feeling like it's a good idea, and you should be feeling that right in those hips, you can start to fold a little bit. And as soon as you meet resistance, you stop. You breathe right there. And then maybe you go a little further. Just try it out and see where it feels best for you. And remember that bottom leg going straight is a saver for our tight hips. So I'm lengthening my spine every time I inhale. Every exhale, I want to relax into the pose that little bit more. And you may keep right here. You might fold in a little deeper. I'm not super warm right now, so I'm not going to go too far in. When I'm warmer, sometimes I can come down, but I want to keep my body safe. I need my body to work, right? We all do. And lengthen the spine again, big inhale. And then I'm going to exhale and rise. And then I'm going to take that out. I'm just going to take both legs out. We've had both crossed. I'm just going to give them a little shake out there, or a little windshield wiper, whatever feels good for you. And then we do all of those on the other side. So this time, my right leg, I don't know how it works with mirroring. I usually mirror my classes, but I don't know how that works on film, if I'm mirroring you or not. And we're going to take this leg and take that baby cradle on the other side. So remember, one side might feel quite different than the other side, and that's pretty normal. We use one side typically more. You think about maybe how you stand, or if you cross your legs, maybe you cross one way all the time. The important thing is that we have that no wrinkles in those ankles, that we're coming to the point that feels good again, maybe right here, maybe wrapping. Thinking about, can I get my spine long? I'm just going to take that a little lower on my foot. You just saw me adjust there. I pulled back on the baby toe side of my foot again. I'm getting long in my spine. I'm forward on my sitting bones. If you find you need a bigger stretch here, you could always lift, right? That's the other option, and pull in a little closer. You breathe nice and deep, never collapsing into the back. Take another big breath. And then exhale. We're going to hold on to the outside of the foot and come into our crane pose. You get a good view of the bottom of my foot there. I'm lengthening, I'm lifting my spine tall again. I can stay right here and get that stretch across my hamstring. If you're warmer, you could maybe pull in closer. Really feel out what's feeling the very best in your body, and noticing differences side to side. That's when we start to practice that mindfulness in our yoga practice. Where does it feel best for you? Another nice deep breath here. And then I'm coming into that baby cradle, or sorry, not baby cradle, coming into our either half fire log, so Ardha Agni Stambhasana. We can come into the lengthened version with that foot on top of the knee. I just adjust it a little bit so my front toes point straight up to the ceiling. Or you come into the position where your shins are stacked one over the other. Probably see a different side to side on my legs, because I'm just like you. I tend to stand on, weight into one side a little bit more. I try not to, believe me, I try, but it's tough, isn't it? I'm lengthening my spine again, getting really tall. And then maybe folding in that little bit. Nice deep breath. And exhaling, letting your body relax. Noticing if the facial muscles are relaxed. Feeling into the hips and maybe directing the breath into the hips. Maybe another breath right here. And then sitting up tall once again. And again, we'll just take the hips out. It's just a 3 pose practice to get into the hips and get you all ready for dancing this weekend, hey? Have a great long weekend and enjoy yourself and relax too. Have a great day.